Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Tiny Bunny. That's right guys, I haven't given up yet. I'm going to start off by saying that I actually did have to look up just a little bit without spoiling myself as to what decisions I can make and what routes I can take that could veer me in different directions of the game without always going to like the same bad end or the same conclusions of a choice I made. So, with that said, I'm going to continue on and see what happens this time. So if anything else, hope y'all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for the love and support. And let's do this. Alright guys, this was the point where I saw a stranger in this forest and I didn't do anything about it because I thought, you know, something would automatically happen. But I found out you had to kind of click on him when you see him.
Я бы могла покорить сцену, выступать перед тысячами зрителей.
А я сцены ужасно боюсь.
Now I'm ready. Just have to spot him.
Так ты другим возьмешь, живописью. У нас-то есть будущее. А что ждет того же Семена? Ну, станет он еще толще. Ну.
Будет пирог.
Ага. Если ему, конечно, доверят пирожки.
Наверное, ты права. Он их в один присест слопает.
Я так и думала, что вдвоем в лесу не страшно.
Man, I didn't realize how long it took for this guy to show up.
Да, ты была права.
Oh, speaking of, found you. Suddenly, I heard nearby bushes rustle, spilling snow in the ravine. Look at this dude. A giant man walked from them, fastening a zipper on his pants. Oh, he was whizzing. I recognized him. He was in the schoolyard this morning. He gave us an indifferent look and just walked away.
Ну и тип.
What a shady guy indeed.
Хорошо, что ты со мной, Антон. Кто знает, что бы сделал этот бандит, если бы я была одна.
She gave me a look full of admiration. And when the big man had almost disappeared behind the trees, she stuck out her tongue at him and laughed. Such a little rascal. I can do some stuff, but I'm not going to do it yet. I'm waiting for him to turn his back. Okay. Let's go through this again. Alright. I remember her, 6 years old, left at home. First victim of a serial killer. First child, yep. Turn to another page. Vladimir Matyukin, 10 years old. Vova was the second. I remember that. I yanked my hand away, and the file closed. Alright, we'll do it again. We'll wait for him to turn his back. Oh, see? Almost had me. Alright. I also turned this back to the class, started writing on the blackboard.
В деревне почти все друг друга знают в лицо, так что чужаков обычно сразу замечают. Увидев незнакомца...
They also started squeaking with a piece of chalk again, and after making sure nobody was watching, opened the file again. The RV like roots, stumps, and charred pines and lighting. And snow, lots of snow. Then, oh, I didn't see this. A black building that immediately gave me the chills. That it wasn't a crypt. It was a garage. A box made from steel, standing amidst a thicket, judging by the trees all around it. Those black gates were almost sucking me in. My fingers trembled, and the photo glided through the air, back into the file. Thank God I landed upside down. That steel box was just too unsettling to look at. What the hell is this? There was also a plastic bag at the bottom of the file, the type used to store evidence. I opened it, and inside it... Oh God, a finger. Wait, that's his ring. Semyon, right? Was a severed finger. I blinked and the mirage dissolved. I couldn't see a cut off body part. There was only a signet ring inside. Stunned by the fleeting hallucination, I almost felt like I was transported back to the forest and heard Semyon's words.
Ща, парашник, я тебе этой печаткой так заряжу.
Yeah, that ring stood out. That's why I remembered it. The ring was giving off a faint glow on top of my palm. I panicked and squeezed the evidence in my fist, as if trying to assure myself it was real. I clanged my teeth from surprise, pushed myself to the back of my chair, blinking in bewilderment. The officer silently gathered the documents and gave me a stern look.
Больно ты любопытный, Петров.
I learned more this time, though, sir. I tried my best to squeeze out an apology and return the ring, but I only managed to hold out a clenched fist with the ring inside, and started rumbling like a dad's car engine when it was started out cold.
Как говорится, Меньше знаешь, крепче спишь.
Вот,
He went toward the blackboard. You got Simmons' signet ring. My precious. Alright, one more time. He went toward the blackboard without looking back while I was still clenching the stone piece of evidence, thinking about Semyon. A boy that was already most likely dead.
И еще раз. Если вы заметите в поселке кого-то подозрительного, неважно, возле школы или на лесной тропинке, сразу сообщайте в милицию. Телефон-то знаете? Спасибо, ребята. Спасибо, Лилия Павловна. И это... Одноклассника вашего мы найдем.
Yeah, right, a thought flashed through my mind. Dig through enough ditches and maybe you'll be able to piece them together, like Legos. My thoughts turned evil for a reason I couldn't control them. I tried to switch to the lieutenant's speech about suspicious individuals. What if I saw the killer before? What if I was a hair's breadth away from them? Suspicious people. How suspicious was the fox girl that wandered in the darkness? A weirdo that always appears out of nowhere and then dissolves into thin air with her riddles and rhymes. Could she really harm the hulking Semyon? Should I tell the officer about her? What if lives of other kids depend on this? Of the cute Senia and Vova too? Wait, what if I get mocked for speaking out? If they start whispering behind my back, or what's even worse, think that I'm insane. Ramka gave me a stern look over the shoulder. I thought someone like him would approve of cooperating with the police. Katya's braid dangled nervously behind the delinquent sitting in front of me. My hand was glued to the desk.
До свидания, лейтенант.
Tikhonov was saying goodbye to Lilia Pavlovna. That's going to take a while for me to remember how to pronounce properly. He was about to leave. It would be too late soon. Tell him. Okay, well, let me save again. I can do this, I guess. Yeah, I can do this. And tell him. I unglued my palm from the tabletop. I need to warn him at the very least for Olia's sake, to assure safety in the house near the squeaky pines. I raised my hand, heavy as a dumbbell.
простите.
Almost 24 heads turned my way. My teacher, the officer, Paulina. Katya shoved an elbow into her friend's side. Sleepy Biasha stretched out his neck. Ramka frowned inquiringly.
Я слушаю.
It felt like I was being studied under a microscope.
Вчера утром по дороге в школу я видел незнакомого человека.
My classmates started whispering. Tikhonov frowned, a deep wrinkle adorning the space between his eyebrows.
Да откуда ему знать, чужак это или кто-то из местных? Он же в поселке без году неделя.
The other kid smirked. Katya flashed an evil smile.
Спокойствие. Антон, а сможешь детальнее описать?
Then it dawned on me. I can do more than describe them. What I can do.
Я нарисовать могу. Я рисую немного.
After spitting out this confession, I expected everybody to laugh, but that didn't happen. Even Katya stayed silent. Paulina tilted her head and studied me with an intrigued look on her face. I was pleased by this wave of attention. It made me feel bolder, so I asked.
Нарисовать?
Tikhonov slowly nodded.
Лиль Павловна, мы тут проведем следственный эксперимент, а?
Пожалуйста, пожалуйста.
I took out a pen, flattened out a sheet of paper. My classmates stared at me in anticipation. Paulina smiled, and it was the best reward I could get for my boldness.
Ну что, Ван Гог, рисуй.
Van Gogh. Okay. We can do... How would this work? What? No. Him, sure. Ears. Yes. The guy with the bandage. Okay. Forgot his head. Nope. No. No. Yes. No. Definitely not. That's not the face. No. No. Well, actually, this is kind of close, but not really. It might be this face. It might be that. Alright. Hold on a second. I have to go back to how the face looked. Okay, this is the face. But just in case, let me save one more time. In the off chance I might get this wrong. Let's put the save over here. Okay, and over. There it is, the massive cold chiseled face. Squint in his eyes, sharp like a blade. I hesitated before handing my drawing to the officer.
Вот, примерно так.
Примерно?
Van Gogh, you're a true painter. Something like this.
Да ведь он один в один тот тип.
Так вы его тоже видели?
Заячью губу. Видел недавно возле поселка. Думал, он проездом. Давно подался дальше гастролировать. А он, выходит, здесь отирается.
Tiknahov looked at me as if he saw me for the first time.
Ну, пацан. Ну, молодец. Уже хоть какая-то зацепка.
Wow, this is different. He slapped my shoulder and went toward the door. Then he stopped and called out to me.
Талантливый ты парень.
My thank you, sir.
Тебя в Академию художеств с руками оторвут.
He left. The bell rang. Lilia Pavlovna marched past, giving me a curious look. My classmates went silent as if somebody lowered their volume using a remote. They followed me with their eyes the whole time. I was passing between the rows, but something had changed about their gazes. Even Katya was different now. I remember vividly how my dad once stood up for a war vet during a bus ride, subduing a bunch of drunkards. The other passengers back then had the same looks. The looks of respect. After going to the restroom and washing my face in cold water, I returned to the classroom. But as soon as I stepped through the doorway, somebody called my name in a cheerful voice. It was the girl sitting next to Katya. She smiled and offered me a Skittles candy.
Спасибо.
I mumbled words of gratitude in reply and accidentally swallowed the small candy as if it was one of Mom's pills. A happy shout came from the side.
Антон, а меня нарисуешь?
Oh, look at this! It's becoming popular. Good. A little levity. You know, he deserves a little levity in his life, is what I'm trying to say.
Антон, а меня? Можно я? Можно я? Антон, а меня? Можно меня нарисовать?
The shouts were coming from all directions now, so I pushed my back to the atlas hanging on the wall, embarrassed.
А ты сам научился?
Можешь Ван Дамма нарисовать. Я дома как плакат повешу.
Can you draw Van Damme?
Я вообще-то первая спросила.
Katya slithered up to me like a venomous snake, inserting herself between me and my classmates.
Антон меня уже обещал нарисовать по дружбе. Да-да-да.
No.
Правда же, Антон?
Yeah, right. A thought flashed through my mind. As soon as I showed some promise, Katya immediately decided to befriend me.
Прости, но я уже обещал другой.
Nice. I saw Katya's face contort slightly, but she didn't say anything back. I rushed to squeeze myself to the laughing classmates looking for Paulina, but I stumbled into my new buddies instead. Ramka swaggered up to me.
Решил сдать нас ментам?
What? Really? Don't you think if I drew you, he would immediately go straight to you instead of, congratulating me?
Но я ничего не сказал. Да то подумал-на.
Ramka towered over me, breathing out a faint smell of tobacco.
Ты сильно ошибаешься, думая, что без Сёмы у тебя настанут веселые деньки. Можешь не притворяться дурачком, пытаясь удивить Полину своей мазнёй или корчить из себя психа. Мы тебя сосвету сживем, понял?
Okay, so one of the differences now is that I drew the stranger that we saw in the snow by the school, and we also ended up getting Semyon's ring, or at the time his chopped off finger. 2 clues so far.
До скорого, очкарик.
Get out of my face. My head tilted forward from his slap.
Вот да лохна!
I wasn't surprised to find a note stuck to my back during the break. It said, "Kick me." My nightmare clearly wasn't about to end. I remember this? Oh, okay. Now here's the biggest difference here. All right, let's save here. This time, I'm gonna take her. What was it? Her grandmother's keepsake. Maybe it might protect me this time. All right.
Если для тебя это так важно.
Well, this is so important to you. For you.
Хорошо, давай попробуем начать все с чистого листа.
I carefully took hold of the amulet with my free hand. It emanated Paulina's warmth and the charming aroma of blackberry. I hung it around my neck and hid it under the collar of my shirt. Shaman King, you accepted the amulet. Along with this gift, I got a weird feeling of determination, as if this amulet would be able to change my life. Paulina and I smiled at the same time, both of us feeling the ice wall between us slowly thaw.
Спасибо, Антон. Для меня это действительно много значит.
I hope this doesn't mean Paulina dies, you know, because this might protect me, or it's hinting at it. This really means a lot to me. Paulina studied me with her eyes and clicked her tongue.
А знаешь, на что ты похож, Антоша? На блюзовую импровизацию.
Okay, I still remember this. Alright, everything is still the same here. So we'll save over yonder. And this time we'll skip again. And then we have this, yep. Oh, here we go. Questionnaire time. Would almost care. It was some sort of fragile treasure. Skimmed through it, reading other people's preferences. Yep, I remember this. And then you.
Клык, я...
Здорово.
I remember
Немного.
this.
Меня папа ждет.
Okay, save again, just in case. Boom. Alright, and we'll skip again. Yep. What's the glossary say? Pager. Oh, I know that. Yep. Okay. The split up handle of the blade spun in a dangerous dance, just like helicopter blades that sweep away everything in their way. I tried to dodge, but after taking a step backward, I slipped and fell on my butt. Oh, okay, this is different. I didn't get scratched on my shoulder or arm. If waiting for this opportunity, Paulina's amulet lunged from under the collar toward the blade. The leather cord prevented the claw from piercing the assailant's neck, and the charm fell to my chest with a thud. I expected to be cut so bad that I'd end up choking on my own blood. But for some reason, Romka just stood there staring at me. He had his knife ready to cut, but his eyes were fixated on the bubble hanging from my neck. He growled something evil under his breath. Paulina's gift was driving Romka crazy, but it tied his hands at the same time. The pause lasted so unnaturally long that it made Biasha frown in confusion. The sound of a creaking window opening up came from above.
Пятипанов!
I felt the rush of adrenaline and sprinted away, almost taking off into the air. Romka came to his senses when I was already far away, so he shouted his dreadful warning at my back.
Попробуй еще раз позабудь! Антоша!
Okay. Alright, so I was wondering why it was giving me this choice to open, because before, I'm pretty sure we had to go straight to her room or something. Alright, what's the difference here? I hid Semyon's signet ring in my desk drawer. I was still unsure whether I did the right thing by stealing a crucial piece of evidence from the police. Then I relocated to my sister's room. Alright, I remember this scene. Alright, let's play. Oh, crap. What? Damn it. Too fast. What? Got him. Got him. I'm player 2, right? It's your fault I missed. That's not fair. She's so good. Okay. Okay. Gotta be fast. Ooh, okay. Sheesh. Okay, that's fine. Ah, no more bullets? Okay.
Неситова!
Oh, I
Ты
won.
ближе к экрану
Invaders
стоял!
are
Я с
upset.
тобой так больше не играю!
What? Okay, I'm sorry. I lost last time.
Антон! Антон!
Okay, my mom only managed to get through to me on her third attempt.
Антон, тебя к телефону! Девочка какая-то?
Okay. A person stepped toward me. In the ring of light, my soul almost left my body. I recognized Ramka. His cheeks were wet and his eyes reddened. He cried while hiding in the dark.
Ну, привет. Разве я не предупреждал тебя, а? Разве не говорил, что убью, если увижу рядом с ней?
I heard a click, saw the shine of a butterfly knife. Roma's bloodless lips stretched into a scary grimace. His pupils glinted like a pair of coins.
Ром, убери нож.
Думаешь, я псих? Я покажу тебе, что делают психи.
Рома,
I backtracked, afraid of turning my defenseless shoulder blades toward him. Roma advanced toward me, scowling.
Жалкий ублюдок!
Here we go. White bubbles formed at the edges of his mouth. Alright, what the hell's wrong with him? He wiped off his face with a jerky motion, smearing the tears all over his cheeks even more. His eyes glazed over with a fog of hatred. The claw amulet I got from Paulina saved me once again. It felt like a time ground to a halt, and both Ramka with his dangerous knife and I were frozen in it like insects inside an amber shard. Run, my inner voice signaled to me. Save your skin.
Жалкий грязный ублюдок!
And then he howled. He hurled his desperate voice upward toward the stars. What the hell? Ramka put the knife handle in his mouth like a cigar, clutched it in his teeth, the blade pointed outward like a steel claw. Then he fell on all fours. Is he going to transform? His shadow took on the shape of an angry beast. Saliva dripped to the snow. This guy may actually have cut Semyon's finger off. Ramka went completely mad. He roared and lunged at me, using all 4 of his limbs to jump. Run! Oh crap, look at that shit. I ran without looking. My boots sank in the snow. The wooden fence flew past me. The noise was so overwhelming that I felt like some beast, not a boy my age, was chasing me. A horrifyingly huge beast. The wind whipped my face, stinging it like nettle leaves. I was suffocating. Run, dude! A tractor stood around the corner, but I couldn't see its driver anywhere. Something agile jumped over the trail and landed some distance away from me. The snowy barricade stood in my way. I climbed it, slid down, and rushed into the back alley. Lamplight shimmered in a panic. Uh-oh. I noticed the village shop and ran toward it. Then grabbed the doorknob. Locked. The back alley was reflected in the window. Something huge and terrifying was closing in on me from its depths, shrouded in a snowstorm akin to a burial ground. What the hell? I ran to the cleared out strip of asphalt. Dogs in the front yard didn't bark. They just whimpered sheepishly. I turned around the last house and ran out of the village. The forest towered over me like a giant black monolith. I had a choice. Either I run to the clearing where I'll be a sitting duck, or I run straight to the forest with its windfall and ravines. I chose the second option. I jumped to the side. My leg slipped on a patch of ice. I fell into a ravine. Convulsing, I struggled to turn on my back and started crawling away, expecting Ramka to appear at the top at any moment. An inhuman roar swept across the village, drilling into my ears. A minute passed, then another one. I trembled, staring at the ravine's edge into the inky brushstrokes of pines. And there he is. Into the approaching shadow. The boy in a wolf's mask appeared from the forest and stopped in front of me. Friend? He unclenched his fist and a butterfly kind fell to the snow.
Тебе ничего не угрожает. Мы же говорили.
Wait, did you actually attack him? I stood up, barely able to believe my eyes. The wolf boy waved his hand toward the clearing.
Все в порядке. Иди.
Thanks, dude. I was too scared to ask questions. So I just walked away in silence, stumbling among the swaying trees, trying not to think about the lumps of darkness that were seeing me off, hiding in the bushes. Survivor, you escaped from Ramka. At that moment, I had no idea what was actually waiting for me in the place I mistakenly called home.